Hello, my name is Alvin and welcome to Sequential Travels. Alright, so, based on the thumbnail, you probably guessed that I actually got pickpocketed this morning. So this is my second day in Madrid and, getting pickpocketed in the morning, right, kind of put me off for the rest of the day. So let me give you the deets. So right now I'm living in Barrio de Latina, which is a Latin neighborhood. And, I just went out for breakfast near the subway, La Latina, at McDonald's. Don't judge. And, after I finished breakfast, right, I just decided to explore the river. So it's just like west. So I just started to walk west. And, I had to cross a few traffic lights to get there. And I was basically carrying a sling bag. And the sling bag was, just slung across here. But I did the mistake, right, of actually leaving the bag itself, right, in the small of my back. So, when I was walking across the traffic lights and stuff like that to get west, right, I noticed that this pair of females were like following me. And I didn't really think any of it, because for example, I like, because the sun is really hot, I went into the shade of a building or something like that. And, they just followed me along. And when I was walking across the roads, they would be like, on my six. So it felt a bit weird, but I honestly didn't think they were pickpockets or anything. But so, right, we were crossing one set of pedestrian lights. And as I was crossing, I noticed like they were like, why are they so close to me, Because like the sun was behind me, so my shadow was like cast here, right? And both of them, their shadows, right, could be seen like cast, at my feet, so I knew that they were behind me. So I was like, these people are really in a rush. I should get out of their way, So I started to speed up, and for some reason they kept up with me, and I was so clueless. I was like, okay, so maybe they're really in a fucking rush. So I decided to just like move to the right. They still kept on my tail. I was like, what are you people doing? I'm getting out of your way. Why are you still on my ass, right? Then I suddenly heard the click of the claps of my sling bag open. I was like, what the shit, Then I turned around and I kind of yelled at them like, hey, can I help you? And they just like shyly smiled and just walked away. At the time, right, I didn't realize they had taken anything of value from me. I checked my sling bag, right? It's like my important stuff, right, was just battery pack and a pouch, a coin pouch. A coin pouch had maybe like, I think it was like 70 cents or something like that. So I was like, well, they managed to open my bag, no big deal, I was like, I'll just lock it and be on my merry way, right? So, but, about 4 hours later, 4 hours later, I was at home, right? Then I was like, okay, I remembered that I actually have money left over from Canada. So it's like 3 $5 notes and maybe $10 worth of change. So I was like, wait a second, I put that in my bag like this morning, before I left. So, I quickly opened my sling bag, right? It's not in any of the compartments, so it's like, they got me. So, yeah, not a good way to start the second day of being here in Madrid. But you know what? That's what it is. I guess many people get hit even worse. So, just losing 25 Canadian or something like that, right, is no big deal. But still, I honestly don't know what to feel. It's like there's just some. Basically, when I realized that I got pickpocketed, right, I was just not in the mood to explore Madrid. So, all right. So I think I'm just gonna cut it here before I start to rant any further, right? So the rest of the video, I'm just gonna talk about like the flight here and what I've been doing in Madrid for yesterday and today, and some of the odd little things I found around Madrid. All right. So the flights from Canada to Madrid. So I flew with Air Canada this time, and it was amazing. So this was actually my first time flying premium economy. So I'm just really enjoying the amount of like leg room available. Yeah, I honestly can't say the food weather is really that much better, but I would say it's better. So I had to take 2 flights in order to get to Madrid. So, Vancouver all the way to Toronto, then, Toronto to Madrid. I believe the first flight was something like 5 hours, and the second leg was 8 hours-ish. So, the day before, right, I was actually still packing, and I actually slept for maybe 20 minutes the previous day. So for both flights, right, before the plane had actually taken off, right, I was already fast asleep. Yeah, and I think I only woke up like halfway through meal service, which was, I hope I wasn't like snoring on the flight. It would have been like super embarrassing. But yeah, so really excellent flight service, and I really enjoyed my time. So definitely, if you are flying from like Vancouver to Madrid, right, I would say definitely try premium economy on Air Canada. Well, I think the only thing that makes me kind of sad, perhaps, right, is the transfer between in the transfer in Toronto, right, was rather tight. So I was like, okay, I'm in Toronto. I want to have my last Tim Hortons. I want to get a final double before I head off to Spain, right? So I was like, oh, is there a Tim Hortons somewhere? And there were like two Tim Hortons. So I went to one of them that was closest to the gate I was taking off from, and my mobile phone started pinging. Your flight is taking off. What? Like, I mean, I was in the queue, and it was a pretty long queue as well. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna miss my final double of the year. It's like, all right. So I had to go board the plane. So yeah, small little story there, but yeah. All right, so as mentioned earlier in the video, right, I am right now in Barrio de Latino. So it's actually like pretty nice area. It's quiet, but it doesn't take long on foot, right, to get to like Seoul or any of the other central, like popular areas and stuff like that, right? So yeah, so on the first day, what I did was I just randomly walked around. I didn't have a sort of plan. I was just walking around. So I happened randomly upon Mercado de San Miguel. So I think this is like one of the famous like tapas places or something like that. I've seen it on Spain Review, right? And it's like, oh yeah, awesome. This is what I've seen in other YouTube videos. And I went to check it out. So unfortunately, I didn't eat anything on the first day because I was kind of intimidated. Because I noticed that everyone was like speaking Spanish, and I was like, I don't really know how to speak Spanish. So I just took some pictures, walked around, and then I just left. So, and after that, I happened upon Palacio Real de Madrid. That was quite a sight. Like there's like this amazing view over the western part of Madrid. So that was really nice. And it was around this time, right, I was walking around this whole area, right, that I decided I actually should like walk over to Chambery, because I've been looking on some of the rental websites, right, like Idealista, in order to figure out exactly where I wanted to live. And the area that I really wanted to live, or so I think I want to live, is Chambery, which is like near Moncloa, the subway station. And yeah, so I basically just pull out Google Maps and just started to slowly meander my way there. Yeah, it was a very interesting difference, right? Like the area in where I was in Barrio de Latina, right? I'm not really sure how to describe it in words, but it seemed to be more like, I don't know, like some sort of like, it feels like more like I'm walking around in a maze in some sort of a fortress or something. Like it's like, honestly, if I didn't have Google Maps, right, I probably can't make my way around. I'm like that bad in that particular area. But when I moved to when I arrived around like Chambery, right, things seemed to be laid out in more linear fashion, and it was easier to navigate. So yeah, I'll probably want to revisit Chambery again and see whether that really is the area that I really want to stay long term. Figure out where the supermarkets are and all the other amenities and stuff like that. All right, so heat is a killer here. It's like it's unbelievably warm. I think like it's like, I think yesterday was something like 35 or 36 degrees Celsius. And the thing is, the humidity is somewhat high. So like in Australia, right, it's like dry heat, so it's not that bad. But here the heat is there's a fair bit of humidity. It's not bad as in the humidity is not as bad as in like Singapore, right? Singapore is like, personally for me, like unbearable. This is like here right now is fine. It's like I have a white brim hat, so might be why I'm I was targeted by the pickpockets, right? I was like in full outdoor gear, so maybe don't be like me. And yeah, so white brim hat, and yeah, so, and staying in the shadows, right? So not too much of a problem. That's how I was keeping cool. And I think like during the really hot hours, I just came back home and just chilled. I think like I usually like yesterday and today I was back in my apartment around I think like 1:30, and I only left around 4+ in the afternoon. So the heat wasn't too bad. All right. So what other things I've done? I tried the metro. So I bought a metro ticket for like 10 tickets and stuff like that. So that was fun. Metro was pretty clean, fast. And one interesting thing is I think it's like only you're recommended to wear a mask on the train and stuff like that. But a surprising amount of people were wearing masks, which is nice to see. Because like when I left Vancouver, right, when I was riding the SkyTrain, right, barely any people wearing masks. I thought there was a mandate, but evidently there isn't, and nobody seems to care. But seems like people here do care a bit more. So tapas, that's like when you come to Spain, right, you want to try tapas. And I as I mentioned earlier, right, I was like very intimidated with needing to speak in Spanish and stuff like that. So, but one of my friends was like, "You have to try this tapas place. It's like it's €1 a tapas. Go try it." So this place, I think people would probably know it's 100 montaditos. So I actually went to like 4 of them, and like okay, so I went to one in around Monclar, the Chambéry area, right, and it was like jam packed. So I was like, no, too many people. I left. Then I went to several others around Seoul, and I was like, oh my god, so packed. I was like, then I went to the one in Atocha, just across from the train station, also like packed. And I was like, oh. Then I was like, mate, it is already like 11 p.m. at night. Are you going to, finish the first day in Madrid without having any tapas? I was like, okay, I'll go to the final one. So I went to the final 100 montaditos, right, which was actually just across the street from where I was pickpocketed the next day. That was just by La Latina subway. And I took maybe like 15 minutes to queue, and I got 2 items of the menu. Pretty pleased with myself. I love jamon. Yeah, it's like, it's awesome. And so I have to try more tapas as the day comes by. So that was the first day. On the second day, right, I actually went to the Mercado de San Miguel, and I had some sample platters to try there. So it's really good. And the price is not too bad as well. So I am looking forward to trying out all the different stores over the days, because I have this apartment for a month, right, and I'm basically like 10-15 minute walk from the market. So hopefully in the evenings I can just pop by, try different tapas every day or every few days. So as mentioned before, right, I went to McDonald's for breakfast because I was intimidated. So McDonald's here is quite interesting. For example, right, there's no hash browns, right? So they actually have McMuffins here, which on the website, right, they said there were no McMuffins. So I was telling my friends, McDonald's in Spain is so different. They don't have McMuffins here, so they only have other different kind of stuff, And but evidently when I was here, right, there is McMuffins here. And I might add, right, the McMuffins here are surprisingly good. I think like the best McMuffins are probably from like New York. That was like 7 years ago. And Singapore does really good McMuffins as well. The McMuffin I had this morning ranks right up with New York and Singapore. Although probably New York might be better. But enough McMuffin talk. One interesting thing is there are no hash browns here. So I was at the menu, right? It's like the meal, the McMuffin meal was just a McMuffin and cafe con leche. That was it. So I was surprised there's no McMuffin, hash brown, even though I was like checking through the ordering menu. So yeah, I just went with that. And I must say, right, generally I'm not a coffee person, I'm a tea person. So the cafe con leche was actually really good. So again, I'm not a coffee person, but I actually enjoyed the coffee there. Which brings up the subject of tea. I was trying to get like a cup of tea, right, in the McDonald's, and they had a lot of tea, black tea, green tea, I think peppermint or some other kind of tea, right? But they don't have milk. So I want something like té con leche or something like that. It wasn't available to order on the on the screen, so maybe that's something I need to order, at with in person at the till or something like that. So we'll see. I'm still very intimidated by requiring to speak Spanish, so give me time. All right, so the last point I want to bring up is speaking Spanish. So I'm still working up the courage to try to speak Spanish here, and it's like I'm wondering, right? Because like if you're like British or American, right? People can tell that you probably speak English, and if you can't speak Spanish, they might revert to English to speak with you. Because I'm Asian, right? I'm not sure if they want to assume that I don't speak English, or they probably think I speak like Mandarin as a first language, so they will just try to converse mainly in Spanish. So this evening, right, I was reflecting upon this when I was writing the script for this video, and I was like, when I was in Montreal, right, most people, most staff, right, will actually say hello, bonjour, so giving you the option to say, speak either in French or English. So maybe tomorrow I might try, right? I will go up to staff, and before I say anything, I will say like hello, hola, and do my whatever what I want to buy and stuff like that. So and see how that changes things. So all right, so I think I'm gonna call it a day for this video. I was actually gonna launch this video. I was actually gonna like record this video like after breakfast today, but after getting pickpocketed, right, I was just not in the mood. I was shocked. I don't even know how to describe my feelings after that. So I was like, let me rest for a while. Let me gather my thoughts and senses and chill out. Then do the recording in the evening, and that's what I've done. So hopefully you found this interesting. So this is now what happened on the first 2 days in Madrid, and yeah, let's see how it goes. All right, hasta luego.